life of a chef is, for me, it was going and doing 16 hours of work and getting home at 2 o'clock in the morning and getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just hard. Work is hard, service is hard. In the industry in general, there's a huge amount of jobs catering-wise in restaurants, hotels, for chefs and waiters, but there isn't a huge variety of different jobs. So looking for jobs such as food styling, being in magazines and all that, there's little demand for it. So I have to really find a niche and try and work it, really.
I would certainly say that working in the food industry definitely takes its toll on your personal life. I mean, I have a partner, and now I'm only part-time, but having worked full-time, and like I said, your hours can be anywhere from 50 to 70 hours a week. So yeah, it certainly puts a lot of stress on your personal life. The hospitality industry and the food industry is very, very stressful. You can spend 14 to 15 hours a day in a kitchen, and you can be doing that 4 or 5 days a week. So yeah, it certainly has a profound impact on your personal life.
Food industry, the big picture, it is a very tough industry. It's long hours, it's long days, it's no holidays, it's not going out, it's no social life. The hours you work are unsocial. It is a very tough industry to work in. Stress is kind of a prerequisite when you're being a chef. It's a stressful environment, it's a stressful place to work, a kitchen. It's hot, it's very fast moving. So yeah, I would say stress is very high. Can be very high, depends on what kitchens you work in, but stress is a big, big factor being a chef.
We eat completely, first with our eyes, then we take in with our nose, and then we savour in our mouths. That's where food should be. Fantastic.
I think food styling really takes two things I really love, which is art and food, really. So combining those two things is one of my dreams, really.
Food styling is an aspect of the hospitality industry that I would love to give a go. It's something that I don't have a huge knowledge about, but I would love to definitely give it a go, as I want to try every aspect that I can within cooking or chefing.
Food styling, I've heard, I know sort of the basic concept, which is to do with sort of presentation of food. Personally, I think it's quite a pretentious concept. In reality, you're tasting with your tongue and what inside your mouth. So for me, I understand the importance for the presentation of the food, but for me, it's more about the physical tasting and the experience.
One of the first shows I saw was James Martin's Saturday Morning Kitchen, and that kind of really affected me in that I saw it every Saturday before I went to activities. Scotland is the main influence for me, not so much Canada and Hong Kong, although Chinese cuisine really affects me through mother's cooking and through family's cooking in general. But Scotland's had a huge influence in the way I cook. It's not just haggis, neeps and tatties, it's not just fish and chips really, it's veal, venison, game.
I suppose most chefs would say Gordon Ramsay, and I certainly believe that he, it doesn't really matter what kind of food, sort of what industry you're from, he has had a massive impact on the food industry. So yeah, no, certainly someone like Gordon Ramsay. I worked with a chef back home in Cornwall who sort of introduced me to Michelin star food and what it takes to cook that, and sort of how much time and how much focus goes into it. So for me, his name was Warren, so he certainly was a big sort of idol, I suppose, yeah, definitely, in terms of food.
My big inspirations are people like Tom Kerridge. Tom Kerridge, James Martin I love, but Tom Kerridge is my out and out idol in the cooking world.
I was known as being a contestant on MasterChef, the original series.
And just in your hand, a bit like Jamie Oliver would, squeeze the lemon into the pan.
In those days, it was the classic chefs. In fact, the judges I had were Michel Roux and Raymond Blanc. I think that when you're in any competition like that, anybody that says, "Oh, I'm only in it for the fun," is probably lying. BBC MasterChef. It was back in the day when I think it was probably the second, third year that it had been on, and I kept watching it thinking, "Oh, these guys are food gods."
I probably wouldn't go into anything like MasterChef or Great British Bake Off. I personally don't. I think it's a great TV program and it's a great concept. However, I wouldn't personally put myself forward for anything like that. My passion for food is massive. It's the whole reason I got into the industry. I haven't got into the industry to have a laugh or to have a fun and games or to whatever. I've got into the industry because I love food. I love creating things. I love the idea of that someone is coming in to eat what I've created.
I think at the end of the day, it's really rewarding for yourself personally, and the people you work with they might be a bit of asses around the kitchen, but they are great chefs in the end of the day, and you really learn a lot more. Actually, I've learned more in kitchens and in primary school and high school really about how the world works.
The rewards that you get from working in the industry, and if you put the effort in, potentially can be huge for you.
Would I go into the food industry? No chance. Much as I love food, I can love it as a hobby, not as a job.
Make sure it's something you truly, truly want to do.
Yes, food is my biggest passion.
Food is my girlfriend, really. It's really sad, but my work and food is kind of like a partner to me. It keeps me up at night, all night. It keeps me up in the day as well. It annoys me all the time.